Hi guys, I haven't done a video for a very long time, but I've had this idea playing in my head that I'd like to try to get the idea across. Those who know me know that I use the quote out of the Marvel movie Doctor Strange, where the ancient one is talking to Stephen Strange and she says, "You cannot beat a river into submission. You have to surrender to its current and use its power as your own." It's a beautiful metaphor. Stephen Strange comes back with, "I surrender, I gain control by surrendering control." It doesn't make sense. And he's right. It does sound counterintuitive. But, I was trying to figure a way that I could demonstrate how you can gain control of something or learn it better or go with its flow, easier, accomplish something easier by letting go of that control just a little bit, and the only thing I've come up with is a physical metaphor. I don't know if that's a thing. It is now. So to do this, for you to gain the concept of it and really have it cemented in your head, you will need a stick. Okay, so a stick about yay long. Yay is a technical term for me. Um, if you haven't got a stick, if you haven't got a Carly stick or a Joe, if you're into martial arts or something, um, you could cut a broomstick or mop handle in half, go steal your grandfather's walking stick, make sure he's not using it, um, anything like that. If you haven't got a stick, put me on pause and go get your stick now and then come back. Okay, we're back. I presume you've got your stick. Now, we're going to use the stick to give you a experience of how you can have better control of something by letting go. So, safety first. Okay, so I want to make sure no one's going to clock themselves in the head, concuss themselves, then blame me. If you're that worried, get a pool noodle, one of those hollow pool noodles, and slide it over the stick so it's got a big firm foam covering. But the best way to not hit yourself is get comfortable with the size of your stick. Anyway, the way to do that and where we're going to hold it is the end of the stick here. Place your hand, your non-dominant hand to start off with, right at the end, so it's sort of flush with the base, and place your other hand, your dominant hand, immediately over that. So the gap here is about a hand width for you. Okay. We're going to start by holding the stick out like this, and normally you do it in the one place, but to get it in camera, I'm sort of going to be shifting back and forth. So you're holding it out like that. What you're going to do is turn the stick in so that this end, the long end, is pointing at your chest. So you're turning it in. So you're turning it in to here. Okay? That makes sense? So you've got the stick, you're turning it in to your chest here. Once you've got that movement, keep it going. Bring your hand all the way around. The end of the stick will have to come under your arm. Okay? So you're coming around to the center and coming right under so that the stick is laying across your chest, under your arm, like that. Okay? And even now, just by having to do that, you're probably realizing that you have to let go a little bit to do that. If I was to hold on really, really tight and try to do that. It's uncomfortable, it's awkward, it's very difficult. What we're looking at is, as a pivot point, is this spot here, the crutch between your thumb and forefinger. The other three fingers from the pinky upwards, they're holding on, but they're not, grim death grip. They've got a control without being too tight. Okay, so once you've got that coming around, grab at the other end again, leaving that better hand width in between, and come around the other side. Okay, reverse it then. So you've got that sort of thing going on. Okay, once you've done that, you should be fairly comfortable with the length of it and not hit yourself. Just to be sure, you can do the overarm thing. So you've got your stick, you're going to bring it up into this chamber position. You're going to continue over your shoulder, and again, grabbing the stick. Now you can't see, I can see on the video, but when you're doing this, in your lounge room or wherever, make sure there's no lights or things on shelves or anything around that you can hit also. You can't see the other end, you have to feel it, okay? So you're almost surrendering some of your senses there to feel where that is. Again, you'll be holding at that same spot. Try to get that same spot every time you come over your shoulder. So you're coming up and over, across and up and over. Oh, now I'm nearly missed it. Across and up and over, just to get used of the length of that stick, and that you're not going to clock yourself in the head. You can actually go backwards if you wish, but there's an extra spin there to do that, and it's the spin that will really get into your head how letting go of something gives you more control. For instance, if I was to do a figure eight, so a figure eight lying on its side, or the infinity symbol, those that know the Qigong movement, cloud hands, it's just that movement, figure eight. If you were to do a figure eight and hold on for grim death, you'd look like Ron Weasley at his first year at Hogwarts trying to operate a wand. Very uncoordinated, no flow, not relaxed at all, okay? Again, if you're using that area to pivot on, and these ones are just, giving in a little bit, surrendering to its flow, it's going to become so much more easier. Okay, again, with this, you're doing that figure eight. Bring your other hand up, just in case, you don't want to clock yourself in the head. Just have that hand there, just in case. As, you can start off really slow, and as you can see, my hand is not holding on for grim death. My wrist is flexing, it's loose, it's surrendering to the movement. I'm not like this, okay? So there you go. That is a way of working out that you can surrender to something's flow, okay? You can go forward with that, or you can go backwards with that. Now, how do you get more power by surrendering to a flow? Well, if I was to do this, it's, like a baseball sort of thing. It's sort of there, but it's there, If I was to give that a spin first to sort of wind up, I wish the camera could pick up, I hope the camera can pick up the whoosh sound, because here, there's sort of nothing. If there's a spin, there's a lot more whoosh, there's a lot more power behind that, because it's warmed up, wound up. So that's getting power out of surrendering to a flow. Again, getting control to sender by surrendering control. In that second position, if you come around like that, in that second position, if I was to come back, suddenly stop, and it's just like, oh, you know, it's jolting, and there's nothing there, you know. It will end up hurting your shoulder. But if you surrender to its flow, you sort of, you know, it's not as jolting, it's easier. You're surrendering to its flow to gain more control. So if you have done the exercises with me and you've gone through that, you'll get the idea, and hopefully, you know, you've switched on to the fact that, yes, I have to let go to a certain extent to gain control. If you correlate that to your mental and emotional body, you and really believe it and really stick by that to gain control of something you have to surrender a bit to it, you'll be able to achieve anything so more naturally, so much more easier. You'll be able to achieve great things. So remember, you cannot beat a river into submission. You have to surrender to its current and use its power as your own. Thank you.